But I want to compare a few things because I think it's kind of interesting. What will we leave behind? I want to compare three people. Two of them that I know, one of them that I've only heard about. We have the first person. There was a soldier that fought in an international war. And when he passed away, because he had fought for the nation, he had a 21-gun salute. And so you can imagine just the whole service. You know, you're there, and you know you hear you hear taps going on, and then you hear. It's almost like a holy moment. Okay. You know what? It wasn't like a massive crowd was there. It was probably just family. And that's all there was. There was another funeral. There was an old woman that was buried. And the service there was, I think there were 5 people that were there, including the pastor that was saying the rites. This lady, unfortunately, what did she leave behind? Her legacy was that, and I can only find a Portuguese word for it. I don't have an English word for it because there isn't very much an equivalent, but it's chata. Irritating, grumpy, obnoxious, complaining a lot, grumbling a lot. That was a legacy she left behind. And everyone that was there was kind of forced to be there. Oh, all right, I'll go to this, I'll try to remember her, all right. And so everyone that's there, it's kind of like, you know, the expression of, okay. So imagine you leaving behind a legacy where everyone at your funerals is forced to be there, and you're like, and so you have some that leave behind great riches. The other people that I mentioned left behind some riches. There was a co-worker of mine in August who passed away. I don't think she was much older than I am. I think she was probably just a couple of years older, and tough life. And she was an intercessor. She was an intercessory prayer warrior, and she faithfully served certain leaders, certain missions leaders. She faithfully served them in intercession and prayer. She would pray for the things that were going on in the mission. She was praying for the nations. She would run into someone, pray for that person, walk along with that person, and make sure that person was doing well. I went to her funeral, and there were a lot of things that impacted me. There were probably close to 100 people. And there were about 50 more or so that followed, because you had the open viewing of the casket, and then at a different place is where she got buried. And there were probably about 50 people that were there. And they stood there. And it was a holy moment. She wasn't very rich. Fact is, she got buried in a common funeral area. It wasn't like she had a stone saying, "Here lies such and such and such." There was nothing engraved on there. She was put into a spot that it's an opening where you had the casket, so they put the casket in there, and then you got a guy. He's just a regular builder, and so he had cement, and he just started putting bricks and cemented away. They just hand wrote the name of this lady and when she passed away. Now, anyone afterwards would come along and they'll probably see that name and go, so what? But the people that are there will remember her because she left a legacy that resides in the heart.